G'day guys, how is it going? Broadcasting Because bringing you another episode of Pompey's Road to the Top, and we have a lot of things to talk about in this episode, including the final 4 matches of the year. We have got a lot to get through, starting off with some good news actually. Luke Varney is feeling good, he's well on the way to recovering from his dislocated shoulder, but is still not quite fit to play a full match, I don't think. Now, our first game of this episode, we are travelling away to Middlesboro, a difficult encounter. Look at the conditions, absolutely miserable. Ball control is going to be a very difficult affair, but this is still a game which we will be looking to get the full 3 points from. Now, things started pretty promisingly for Portsmouth. We had a couple of early plays through on goal, but making any decent chances, any chance at all, was very difficult. We look to the 20th minute now when a beautiful ball is played over the top to Lee Martin, but you see, in these sorts of conditions, those sort of balls are just going to skid right through, and there was no way Martin was going to catch up to it. It was a very uneventful first half in terms of attacking. There were only really half chances on offer, and none of them were that brilliant. Somehow Middlesbrough got a bit of a breakaway there. Don't know how he controlled that in the wet, but completely against the run of play. In the 42nd minute, they actually managed to score through Zimama, who I remember scored against us last time we played. Yeah, really don't know what there is to say about this. It was completely against the run of play. Neither side had had any good chances up until then, and somehow he scored off what was really only a half chance. So he went into half-time down 1-0, but there's no way we were going to take that. An excellent bit of dribbling by Kelvin Atu, who finds his way to the keeper, and that sets us on a roll. His shot got saved, but Eric Husseklebs did not, and he squeezed it into the bottom right-hand corner to equalise in the 50th minute. An excellent breakaway run from him, storming past the defender and forcing the goal. Very well done there. He actually almost had a second in a matter of seconds. He lifted it up beautifully, but it went just fizzed past the top corner. Now Middlesbrough were in once again. Henderson probably should have let that one go, but he got a good save and we were able to keep them out somehow, but it was only for a matter of time. Henderson again with a good save, but just palmed it out straight into the path of Jutkiewicz, I think. I'm sure. And with that, they were able to snatch the lead back at home. But are we going to take that? No, we are not. We will not say die. And Jamie Mackey, what a magnificent strike that is. From outside the box, lifts it into the top right-hand corner. Nothing the keeper could do about it. And we are right back in this game with a contender for goal of the month. But as the clock ran down, Middlesbrough did have a late chance, but I think the time was just against us. The conditions didn't help us either. We left the comeback a bit late. It was always going to be difficult coming from behind in those sort of conditions when it is very difficult to score and build up a lot of momentum. So we take away the point, which isn't too disappointing, although we would have liked more. Now, we move on to the second game of this episode against Bristol City, and looking to bounce back from an average performance, we needed to get off to a great start. And as you can see, that is exactly what didn't happen, as Neil Kilkenny found the bottom right corner in the 18th minute. I know it's the 18th minute, but to be honest, absolutely nothing happened in those first 18 minutes. You really didn't miss much. It's a good goal to Kilkenny, and all of a sudden we're a goal down. Now, I'm not too sure what Ward did wrong there to give away the free kick in a very dangerous position right on 24 minutes gone. The ball is sent in low below the wall. Polis makes a save, and okay, now we're down 2-0. So, not a great start to the game by any means. In fact, it's Ben Haim, the bloke that I sold during the transfer window, has just come back to haunt us and sent us 2-0 down. You can probably tell from these series of highlights here how little of the ball we actually had. I think our possession stat was only about 35% for the first half, but this is pretty much gutsiest performance of the round. Sam Magri sends in a magnificent tackle. Hussekleb wins the ball back, sends it through to Sam Magri, cuts back inside to Hussekleb, and from point blank range manages to somehow put it wide. What a goal that would have been, all set up by the youngster Sammy Magri. He's coming along so well. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish that good chance, and we go into half-time 2-0 down. By the time the second half came around, we had had enough of being dominated, particularly in the midfield of this game. Our defence started to step up, but our midfield was still letting us down. They brought on Steed for Wood, and I brought on Jamie Mackie, who's in a great run of form, bringing Kelvin Ituhu off. And Benjani is played through on goal by Eric Husaklep, almost gets his shot away. He gets another chance through on goal, this time does get his shot away, but James is up to the task. And it was only a matter of time before they got another good chance on goal, but our defence was excellent to keep them out. But it was only for a matter of time when Steed, the substitute, managed to put one past Paulus, who I don't think had been too bad for the day, to be honest. Now Husaklep, in the 80th minute, finally gets a good run through on goal and gets completely hacked out. I think he just kicked him in the back of the leg, put a bit of an Joey Barton on him, but nevertheless, we do actually win the penalty, and Benjani puts it away. What do you expect? And we get a bit of a consolation goal in the 81st minute. We had another chance here through Joel Ward, and I tell you what, he put it just centimetres wide. But that is the way that it ended, unfortunately, at Bristol City. We go down 3-1 to a team that played better than us. We were in a little bit of a dip of form here at the moment, and we really do need to look to get out of it. And you know, going into this game against Brighton, 28th of December, just 2 days after the previous game, we have guys that are running on pretty much no fuel at all. We played so much football in the last couple of days, and we hadn't had two good results. This game, we needed to make a statement. And look at this run of play. This is off the kickoff of game. We pass the ball around a little bit, get a bit of the touch on the ball. Kitson finds a way through, dribbling through the defence and smacks it home. Nothing that Ankergren was going to do. He was rooted to the spot, didn't even move to try and save it. Dave Kitson, the man of the moment, kicks goal number 14 for the season. Exceptional. Take a look at this again on the replay. Look at the narrow angle that he had to shoot in. Absolutely amazing effort, and we looked to take this game by the scruff of the neck. There was no way we were going to let this one get away. We were going for the jugular. A lovely run of play culminates in Kitson finding Lee Martin, who passes back across to Husaklep. Benjani with an excellent turn and gets tripped over, drawing the penalty from the young Marcus Painter. Young, I believe, left back for Brighton Hove Albion. Kitson steps up and punishes them for their mistake. In the 17th minute, we are 2 goals up. Kitson with his second for the game, on fire as per usual, and it is all guns are blazing for Portsmouth at the moment. Pretty much straight off the next kickoff, Benjani finds the head of Kitson, who climbs up and he wins the foot race to get there. In the first 20 minutes he almost has 3, but he gets a bit anxious in front of goal and he is unable to put it in. He just skies it wide. To be honest, we were completely all over Brighton Hove Albion early days in this game. We could have had a couple more goals early on, I think, but then completely against the run of play they scored. Yeah, not much I can say about it really. It was just good play. I mean, that is a very difficult goal to score. Emnes did well to wrap his foot around it, but completely against the run of play. I don't know how he let that one go in. But we made it our mission from that point on to 1, not concede again, and 2, to make them pay. This was a game against a low side that we needed to win, and we needed to win big. We wanted to punish Brighton Hove Albion. And in doing that, it was some unusual faces popping up. It was Ituhu playing to win, who's seen very little of the ball this season, finds a great cross in to Husaklep, who centres the ball, and Benjani from the impossible angle. What is the goalkeeper doing? Why is he standing on the other side of the net? What are you doing, mate? You're supposed to be stopping the ball for your team. But hell, I'm not going to complain. That's a goal to us. We will take that, and we will go into half-time at 3-1. Thank you very much. Well, coming back from the half-time break, we were fresh and ready to go, and we made sure that we made our dominance count, and that is exactly what we did with Eric Husaklep playing through Benjani with a turn. What a brilliant swivel from Benjani. Throws it onto his right and finds the very top corner past Ankergren. An exceptional goal from Benjani. Bring on 2 subs in, Mackie and Ward, just for a bit of squad rotation. By this point, I think we pretty much have the game in the bag. and we just look to see this one out. Hopefully try to avoid some more injuries. Brighton picked up the game a little bit. They brought on Yara Reyes for Green, who I think is their captain now. Not 100% sure. But they did revert to pretty much just a crossing in hope sort of a game. They actually did string together a very nice run of play there, but the final ball didn't amount to anything. Sam Magri, the young right back, came on to play a little bit towards the end of the game. Jamie Mackie decided to take one on with his left and blasted it pretty much out of the stadium, and unfortunately for Brighton, they really didn't get anything going. But it's all the better for us, and that is the way that it ended. A 4-1 victory, a win that we really needed to get us back into that winning habit. Hopefully we can keep that one going as a good win at home, which we really enjoyed as well. So we have a look at the inbox and we get a bit of mail, and this is music to my ears. Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu is set to return from his injury, at least to training. Still probably a couple of weeks away from being fully match fit, but hopefully it's just a matter of time for him. Well, for the final match of the episode, in fact the final match of the year, we come up against an old nemesis. Remember the last time we played Birmingham? They demolished us 5-3 at home. We were determined. We were going to end the year on a high. We were going to topple the first team that we played in the last game of the year. This was going to be our game. But we knew that it was going to be no easy task. With guys like Zigic up forward, the guy is just an absolute monster. He's, what, 6'8". I know I've talked about him before, and he put that into full effect early on. He was an absolute menace to deal with. They had a couple of shots to keep out there. Palos did so well, and Zigic actually found the back of the net, but he was caught, supposedly he was caught just offside. That is a FIFA decision right there. I can't really say if it was actually offside, but he did get his revenge, Nicolas Zigic, and he popped it over the top, powered it over the top of Enrique Palos, who was just flailing his arms all over the place. To his credit, though, there wasn't much that he could do. It was a very direct cross and a good finish as well from Zigic, looking to put in a cross of his own, which didn't really work out so well, though, to be perfectly honest. But unfortunately, I think this game it started the same way that the other one did. They were completely all over us. A pretty rash tackle there from Dave Norris, earning himself a yellow card, but thankfully nothing came from the free kick. Kitson did well here to carefully dribble around the defence and put in a nice ball to Jamie Mackie. Unfortunately, he couldn't make too much of it. And our defence really did tighten up towards the end of that first half. Zigic had a very good chance right on the stroke of half-time, but he just faced it towards Palos, and he was able to make the easy gather. Well, we looked a little bit more promising in the start of the second half, as it was Kitson, I believe, there that unleashed a monstrous shot towards the keeper, but he saved it well. They made a substitution, and I brought on Joel Ward to see if we could change things up to try and get something working. They brought off Zigic as well. Gee, it was good to see the back of him. They actually won a free kick, so I'm surprised they took... Hang on. Benjani's coming on. The super sub's on a run. He's making a chance. He's through on goal. Oh, wow, are you actually serious? Mate, we had the orchestra and everything. Oh, jeez. Anyway, we brought on Greg Halford and we won a free kick, surprisingly, pretty much straight away. Oh, gee, he's normally so good at free kicks, and he just edged it wide. Benjani found himself on the ball again, but this time the keeper was out to smother it at his feet. With 5 minutes to go, they had a chance to make it 2, but the delivery wasn't too great, and it was able to just slide across the face of goal. And right on the stroke of full time, we had the chance to bring it level, but unfortunately Dave Kitson just chipped it over the top, and the final whistle went. Birmingham, they had their just desserts. We couldn't get our revenge yet. Just wait, Birmingham City. Portsmouth is coming for you. This is not over. You can see how much it meant to us. What an improvement from 5-3 to 1-0 at home. We're coming for you. We're coming. Well, that is the end of the year, guys, and it is time to have a look at how the table stands. We are sitting in at 8th position, a spot which we've nestled into of late, but we are only the one solitary point outside of the promotion zone, or the fight for promotion zone, with Crystal Palace and West Ham up the top in the first and second positions. If we're going to look to push for promotion, which is my one goal of this season, we're going to have to look to get off to a great start next year. Now, guys, what I thought some of you might want to have a look at is some of the player performances happened throughout this year. And we start off with Enrique Palos. He hasn't actually grown that much because he's 25 and I only recently brought him over. Some good improvements in our backline. Santiago Gentiletti can't be far off going up to a level 66. Jason Pearce is 24 and he has grown right across the board. He's an excellent player. Greg Halford staying steady at 67. I'm actually a bit surprised. His free kick accuracy has gone up a little bit, which is good. Dave Norris is a little bit old to have too much improvement. Kelvin Atuhu and Lee Martin both making decent improvements. Eric Kusaklep, thanks largely to his form hike, really, is why he has improved quite a bit. Steve Henderson has gone up quite a bit as well. I've been giving him some playing time. Same as Sam Agnew. Surprised he hasn't gone up quite as much. One surprise I was really taken aback was by Benjani, who's gone down, but I guess that's understandable. It is some of his physical stats at a sprint speed, and he is getting a bit older. Jamie Mackey with a bit of improvement there. Jamie Ashdown, I haven't really played at all. Same with Adam Webster and Lewis Talak. And Manuel Aguimingbadu has improved across the board as well. He's 21. He's gone up to a 73 rating. When he comes back from injury, he will be an enormous part of our team. Some of the guys that I've got out on loan as well have gone up a couple of points there too, so that is always good to see. Well, now it is time for Goal of the Month, guys, and remember, for this Goal of the Month, we are counting for 2 months, and to take a look at the Goal of the Month, we're going to have to track back to episode 10 against Leicester City, and it was Aguimingbadu before his injury who belted one from well outside the box, dead into the bottom right-hand corner. Take a look on the replay. Could not have been more precise in his execution. An excellent strike there from Aguimingbadu. And for Player of the Month, I never thought I would be saying this. I could choose no one else but Eric Husaklep. He scored 6 goals in the last month and a half. He has been by far and away the best player in our club. He is just, from where he came from at the beginning of the season, from playing terribly, he was out of form, he wasn't doing anything right, he turned his game around so far. He's scored some brilliant goals. He's picked up an assist as well, giving Dave Kitson another goal to his tally, and Eric Husaklep has so speedily become such an integral part of our team. Well, that is the end of this episode, guys, and it is also the end of the year, but you know what that means. The January transfer window is now open, and we are ready to spend some money. So if you want to leave some suggestions in the comment section below as to who you think I should buy, who you might want me to sell or maybe loan off, I don't know. Leave all the suggestions you're going to think of in the comment section below, guys. Now, I might just add, we've got, I think, $1.4 million to spend, £1,000,000, I should say, to spend, as well as an 8k wage budget to muck around a bit with. There you see, whatever the extremities of that slider there are. I'm willing to spend as much or as little as you want, guys, so please do leave as many suggestions in the comment section as you can below. I'm really looking forward to getting into this transfer window. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, a bit of a longer one this time. Cheers and stay tuned.